So, not to get all preachy or whatever when it comes to a toxic workplace, if you consider yourself the light entering into a dark place, specifically talking about a toxic workplace, just know that that's not God trying to teach you a lesson or put you in a place to mature or put you in a place to be an example for others. Um, when it comes to religion, I believe that that is incorrect. That's just my opinion. And the reason being is because when I think about the scripture, Jeremiah 29:11, where God has plans to prosper you, not to harm you, but to give you a hope in a future, why would a God that loves you and doesn't want to put you in harm's way put you in harm's way? Which is why I believe a lot of times when some, let me emphasize the word some, religious leaders tell you, well, you've been sent or you've been sent to that place to be a light and draw those people to God. Mm-mm, mm-mm, no. That is just a defense, or not even defense, excuse me, a coping mechanism that they may use when they're stressed and under pressure to make an excuse to keep going, when for you, that's because you may have made a poor choice of selecting a job. For example, I'll put myself out there. When I left the warehouse and I went into that toxic office, I remember the night that the guy came in the warehouse to offer me that job. I distinctly remember hearing, and I mentioned this in one of my videos on my channel, one of my more popular videos about being mobbed at work. I remember hearing, "Don't go to work tonight." And had I of not gone to work that night, I would have never ran into that guy that offered me that toxic workplace. The reason why I went to that job was because I didn't have patience, nor did I pray about it or seek God about it. I just went into that job because it looked and sounded great from the outside. But once I got in that joker, man, I was I was sadly mistaken about what was really going on. So I'm also going to share something else, and then I'm going to end this. Um, when I was in there, there was this guy I would consider a part of the light, the people of the light, and he expressed his beliefs and all this good stuff. And then I saw him as so lunchtime came that day, and I remember seeing him walk out the door, and something in me said, he's not coming back. Lo and behold, my toxic manager at the time got a text message from him on her phone, and she said, "Oh, the new guy just texted me, and he says he's no longer interested in the job, and he's not going to be back from his lunch break." Well, as he exited out of the door at that time, I remember that inward voice in me say, "You need to go follow him." In other words, you need to go with him. You need to exit out of here too. But because at the time, I don't know, ignorance, just just unaware of the severity of that toxic workplace, I stayed. I stayed there, and I paid dearly for it. And so all that to say, going into a toxic workplace is not somewhere for you to exercise. Uh, in a sense, well, put it this way: it's not a place for you to go in and feel like you got to save the world, because you got a whole bunch of random folk in there at different times doing random stuff, and it's not up to you to put this pressure on yourself to feel like you got to stay in this toxic workplace to prove something to yourself or prove something to God or other people. Because at the end of the day, if you're not equipped to stay up in that place or you're not led to go there, you're going to pay for it either mentally, financially, or both, or physically, even physically. So yeah, so that's just my 2 cents on this topic when it comes to religion. And I know it's controversial. It is what it is. And I understand everybody has different takes on that. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. And leave your comments down below. Hopefully we can get a conversation started, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.